Okay, I've been overthinking this like crazy, but sometimes you just gotta start. All right, so welcome to my first episode of my podcast. I don't have an official or fancy podcast name yet, but we'll figure it out. And I'm also figuring this out as I'm speaking because this is something that's going to be, I think this series in general, it's going to be something that's unedited, unscripted for the most part. um, I might add like an intro at the beginning, or if I sneeze really loudly, because I do sneeze a lot sometimes, I'll edit that out to spare your guys' ears. But yeah, I'll also have some like notes, so I'll be looking down just to, I guess, keep me on track and not ramble too much to also save your guys' time. So, um, but yeah, I think this is something that I want to be, at least this first episode, like no pressure. I am just starting, and with that, like, and so I know with that, this video probably won't get many views. And I think that's kind of the point though. And I was reminded of an Alex Hormozi clip that I saw a long time ago. I was trying to find it and watch it before I started filming this, to kind of get me in that headspace, but I couldn't. So I'm a little annoyed, but I'll go off of memory and kind of paraphrase it for you. I think he was on a podcast or responding to a question, and he was talking about how people people often struggle or say that they're annoyed that they're not getting a lot of views, and they're posting, but nothing is happening. And he's kind of like, his response to that was like, good, like that's the point. Like, in the beginning stages, oftentimes it's just you in the auditorium and it's a single clap over and over, and you're probably going to be your biggest fan in the beginning. And it isn't until later over time, considering you put in the work consistently, it isn't until later over time where more people begin rooting for you. Um, because people often only root for people who no longer need it. Meaning, when they are finally popular or successful, um, or have the numbers or whatever, like that's when people root for them. But rarely ever do people root for people who actually need the rooting for, who are just starting and don't have all the eyeballs, don't have all the success. They don't often get that support. And so his thing was like good, like this is part of the journey. The fact that your videos aren't getting views, like that's the point. And so if you aren't, like, realize that although the videos you're making right now aren't getting all the views, these are the videos that people will come back to later and watch and like see your origin story. And I think about myself, like when I go to my favorite YouTubers, sometimes I will scroll down or sort their videos by like oldest and look back at their first videos and just be like, oh, that's cute. Like, look how far they've come. And it's the same way for us, or just people who feel like they're not seeing the results they hope for. Like it's the point, because although it's not happening now, hopefully like it will happen in the future as you continue to put in the work and action. Okay, I gotta slow down. I talk too fast sometimes. I gotta just take my time. Okay, so yeah, and I think that's the thing with this video. Like, while it won't get many views, this is the video that everyone will hopefully come back to. So yeah, we're not like, I could die tomorrow and and like this could not matter. So, and this could never take off, and that's okay too. Like, but I think when we're open to all possibilities and just focus on making the best of what we have right now and not needing certain things to happen or needing our perfect scenario to come true for us to finally be happy, but just having the peace in the journey and going through it, I think that's powerful. So I'm trying to hone in on that. Okay. But yeah. Uh, and also I wanted to mention, like, I don't think I don't think it's a bad thing to want more views or to want to influence or help more people, but there is a balance to it, and there is a difference between wanting views, wanting to help more people and influence more people, and versus relying on more views or needing more views to finally be happy, to try to fulfill something in you that seems empty. If you're operating from a place of emptiness and needing views and needing people to see your videos, needing to hit a certain subscriber count to finally be happy. Like I don't know if that's the route of peace that many should take, or that I want to take for sure. Um, but the but the route of but the route of peace in, I guess, again, enjoying the process of it all, wanting the views, wanting the subscribers, but not needing that to happen for me to be okay, because I'm already okay right now as I'm pursuing that. There's a difference between the two, and I wanted to acknowledge that, because I'm not one of those people that's like, views don't matter, because they matter and they don't at the same time. Like, of course they matter because they show you what's working, what isn't, and the progress you're making. And like, okay, this video got some views, this video didn't get as many views. Like, what's the difference there? And how can I improve as a content creator and add more value? Like, I think that's important. But at the same time, the views don't matter in a sense that they don't define me, and they don't. Well, I mean, they could if I let them, but like, there's no peace in that. So I guess realizing like the mindset of the views, the numbers, they don't define me. And so whether I get a lot or little, like, I am still okay. Like, my value isn't based on how many views I get. A quote that comes to mind when I say that is like, greatness is often produced or created in private and then is revealed in public. And how could I say that in a more simpler way? um, I guess you can think of it like a seed, like a seed underground when you plant it. It's hidden, it's in the soil. It's like you don't see. Uh, no, I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, you don't see, unless you have like a YouTuber who has like the glass where they show the plants growing through. But typically you don't see the seed like growing underneath at first. But then like when the plant starts to grow, it then gets revealed and you could see it grow through the ground and see the beauty that it has. You could even think of this like a flower. Like, do flowers come from seeds? I think they do. It's, yeah, like, oh yeah, sunflower seeds, yeah. And when the flower grows up and you can finally see it, like, that's where the greatness is revealed. But you didn't see what was being produced in private. And the sunflower was always, but the thing is, the sunflower was always valuable. The plant was always valuable. You just couldn't see it. You didn't see it growing underground. And that's kind of the thing. Like, that's the mindset, I guess. Like, if you just, if you feel like you're not being, your worth is not being seen, or you feel like you need a certain amount of views or subscribers or a certain amount of money or status to be okay, it's like, I don't know. I feel like you're just gonna be always be chasing, and it's not gonna be enough. And so that's of kind of the mindset I want to move forward in this. But yeah, okay. Next thing. All right. Oh, I also wanted to be like, I guess, more transparent and say like, yes, I do want to help people with these videos, and I also want to create I want to create financial freedom for my future family, um, and to be able to provide for my future family and community. So those two are very important to me, and I wanted to make that clear. And I don't want to give the effect of like, oh, I just want to help people. I don't care about the money, or I don't like. Um, it's I'm thinking of a content creator I follow. He's very good about this. He makes it up front. Like, I want to help people, and I also like I want to. I forgot the car, but it's like a Porsche or something, like a GTR or something. I don't know. And he just has that as his running joke of like, I want to help people, but I also want to buy this Porsche, and people love it though. And I'm not saying I'm like that, but it's it's the authenticity in that. I think it's very important. So I wanted to kind of have that authenticity. So I guess my Porsche would be providing for my future family and community. That's what it is for me. And so with that being said, the vision for this podcast, I want it, or at least I'm hoping for it to be something that's humanizing for me, because I tend to be someone who's comes across as very polished, very put together, very formal. And well, I think while I like those parts about me, I also want to create a space where people can see more of the real me and what makes me me. I'm not saying I'm fake on camera or I try to be this certain person on camera, but I do think something like this will help with like I guess making showing the real me and being and helping me be even more like David Martin, whether like David Martin who's off camera. And I hope it shows even more of like how I'm not put together. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. I'm far from perfect or I don't speak perfectly all the time. I stutter, I say I have my own struggles I deal with and I'm figuring life out. I'm figuring life out. Um, and it's funny because like oftentimes people see me so much better than I see myself. And like right now in my bio, I have currently learning to see myself as good as other people see me. And I say that because as I'm growing up and getting older, I guess I had a childhood where I was looked down upon and bullied a lot. And especially for how I looked like exteriorly. And so when I was a kid and getting all these, I guess, hate comments or just people in person and kids at school bullying me, I I then like I guess developed this habit to want to be put together and always overthink how I look and be super careful about how I'm perceived to a point where I rely on people needing or I rely on needing people to see me a certain way or in this perfect light for me to be happy. And that's something that I guess happened over time. And so and that was something I had to work through and grow out of. But to bring it all back, I'm kind of forgetting the point I was talking about. Fluff. What was I saying? Humanizing. Learning to see other people as good as as they see me. And so amidst all that, I was bullied a lot as a young kid. But as I got older, um, I guess what I noticed is people's perceptions of me started to lean more towards the positive end. And even today, like I get so many words of encouragement or just people complimenting me or saying I'm this, saying I'm that. Like you speak well, you're wise beyond your years. You're only 21 and you're this and that. And it's like oftentimes I wish I could see myself like they see me. And because I've gotten a lot better, but I still have a lot of insecurity and self doubt that I'm working through. And so I kind of want this podcast to show, I guess show that side of me because that's probably one of my biggest struggles right now, and I want that to be one of the biggest humanizing factors and show more of the real me. But beyond that, I hope to I really look forward to having guests on this and interviewing people. I love doing that, and I love listening to people's stories and hearing their ups, their downs, how they got through life, and the lessons that they carry. Because everybody has a story, and everybody has value that they could share with someone. I really believe that, and I look forward to having that on. So like, I really look forward to inviting on guests. Probably not like every week, because like I'm not Chris Williamson or Joe Rogan, like, but I think like over time, like later, definitely, probably have a whole studio. But right now, it'll probably be like maybe Zoom interviews or people I know in person uh, to talk to. But like, yeah, I want to make this a safe space for people who come on, and I want them to be able to be themselves, to come as they are, to take off the mask and just be real and vulnerable about what they're going through and how they are growing in their lives. And so, yeah, expect this podcast to be a place of deep conversation and a place where a place that hopefully encourages you to come as you are more in your life and um, and grow as a person. I'm mostly making content towards men, particularly Christian men who are like me and looking to become Christ-like husbands and fathers for their future families. And so, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. But that's the vision, and yeah, this video wasn't perfect, and that's okay. I'm at 15 minutes, so uh, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. But yeah, that being said, everything being said, this is the video that they will hopefully come back to, and I look forward to the future episodes. But I can't get to those future episodes, all those future interviews, all the future impact that I hope to make. I can't get to that until I start now. So this is that start, and I look forward to the next one. Okay, yeah.